In today's lesson, we're learning Don't Look at the Sun. In the last week's lesson, we learned how a way to send virtual hugs. So, may Huma Dhamma will continue the program.
Um, Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please do a thumbs up like that. Wonderful. I'm sorry, Olu, I wasn't following. Did you already introduce the session? Wonderful. Great. So, yet again, we meet Saturday to have our discussions, our meeting about mindfulness. See, there's quite a number of us who have joined today. And so I would like to get right into today's topic. So welcome everybody. So today we will be discussing this. Look at that. That's a cat with a lot of eyes. Now I know they say a cat has many lives, but I didn't know a cat has many eyes as well. Don't look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. So what does this mean? Well, today I would like us to discuss um, keeping ourselves or refraining from doing those things which we are advised not to do, right? Now, the people we live with, our elders, those who care for us, our parents, our siblings, very often they will give us advice, right? They will advise us, don't do this, if they know it is not good for you, or they will advise us to do this if it is good for you, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Some of you have your video turned on. So, you know what would be really nice is if you can have some kind of reaction. Like if you agree, say, okay, okay. I'm not telling you to do it. I mean, this should happen naturally, but it's just that I'm seeing faces, I'm seeing your videos. So it's really nice to see that we are actually communicating. Okay. Yeah. So, where were we? Yeah. We are often advised to refrain or to not do something or to do something. And this is, we are advised this by people who care for us. So sometimes we should have a little faith or have a little trust when we are advised by someone who is elder to us. They tell us, don't do this. We know that they are telling us for our own good because it is good for us. But now, this thing we call the mind, everyone has a mind of their own. This mind that we carry, have you ever noticed how curious it is? It's always curious. It always wants to do something. It wants to know something. Doesn't matter whether it is good for us or bad for us. The mind just wants it. And it's all the time. Now, how many of you have a cat as a pet? In my home, we've always had a cat for I think maybe 10 years. How many of you have a cat at home, a pet? No one? I see two people. Well, let me tell you the truth. If you don't have a cat, you are missing out on a lot of fun. Cats are really fun. Yeah. So one thing you'll notice about cats is that they're very curious. Any small movement, they always want to follow it. They always want to know. They always want to listen. They want to see. They want to smell. They want to touch with their little soft paws. This, this, I suppose this is why we have a cat right there looking at the sun. So, what this means is that when we are told not to do something, we should try to find a reason why we are being told this. Is it because this is good for us? Is it because this is not good for us? Something like that. So, cats are very curious, just like our minds. Our mind is always very curious about something. But you know what? Because we practice mindfulness, we'll find that we don't always need to be curious because the nature of our mind is just to always know something. I had discussed this last Saturday that our mind is always wanting to, it's always knowing something. You don't even need to force it. You don't need to put a lot of energy to know something. Now, I would like all of us to do a small exercise, a tiny exercise, okay? Okay, good. I see some people are still joining. Looks like they're setting up. Welcome again. So today we are talking about curiosity. When we are told to not do something or to do something, our mind is always telling us the opposite. Like we always just want to do something, even if it is something that we are told not to do. So, anyways, right now I was going to make all of us do an exercise. Please follow. Now, this is what the exercise will be. I'm holding up my hand like that. Now, most people, if you have a normal hand, you will have a thumb and an index finger. This is the pointing finger, right? Yeah. If you, or you can just use any two fingers on one hand or the other hand. So the exercise will be this. We will just touch the tips of the fingers together. We will touch the tips. So this is only part of the exercise. Another part of the exercise that we'll do this while closing our eyes. So hold up your hand like that without touching your fingers. Release, release, don't touch your fingers. And then I will ask us to close our eyes. Sorry, Olu, you raised your hand? Would you like to say something? Oh, mistake. Okay, fine. No. All right. So the exercise, I will ask us to close our eyes. And then while our eyes are closed, we will touch our fingers like that. Okay? But don't open your eyes until I tell you to open your eyes. Okay, so raise your hand like that without touching your fingers and then close your eyes. I'm also doing this exercise, so close your eyes. And then, like I said, touch those two fingers together. Touch them now. Now, without even opening your eyes, I would like to ask you, do you know that your fingers are touching? You can feel that your fingers are touching, right? Yeah, it's very obvious. My fingers are touching. I can feel them. Now open your eyes. Okay, now you can put your hand down. So now, in order to make sense of that little exercise, I would like to ask you, when you touched your fingers, did anyone have to tell you that your fingers are touching? No, because you just felt that your fingers are touching. How much effort did it take you to feel that your fingers are touching? Did you have to apply energy to know that your fingers are touching? No, absolutely not. It's just very obvious that my fingers are touching. The mind automatically knows. You don't need to put a lot of energy. You don't need to take an energy drink so that you have enough energy to know that your fingers are touching when you touch them together. The mind just automatically knows these things. This is just the nature of our mind. And when we practice mindfulness, mindful walking, mindful sitting, we are trying to see or to learn about this nature of the mind, always knowing things 24/7, from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to bed at night. Our mind is always knowing things. And as you all know, we have how many senses? Five senses: the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin of our body. Through these five senses, we know everything in our world. We know things by seeing them. We know sounds by listening to them. We know odors and scents by smelling them. We know flavors by tasting them. And tangible objects, things that can be touched, we know them by actually touching them. So through these five senses, we know everything about the world. Does anyone think there's another sense that we can know anything about through that sense? Is there any other sense? There's only these five senses. Well, according to some uh, teachings or some places, there's a sixth sense which is called the mind. But for today, let us work with the five common senses, because this mind, whatever we see, then we think about it with the mind, right? Whatever we hear, we think about that with the mind. We smell something, and then we think about that. We taste something, we think about that. We touch something with the skin of our body, and then we think about that. So through these five senses, we know something comes to our mind. We know things through the five senses with the mind. So when we practice mindfulness, mindful sitting, mindful walking, we are able to know the nature of the mind. One nature of the mind is this curiosity. This curiosity. For example, we are told by scientists, don't look directly at the sun. But then you think to yourself, why? But the sun is right there. I want to see this thing that everyone is talking about. Now, in my younger years, I have tried this many times, just trying to directly look at the sun. You know it's bad for you. You can feel it's bad for you, but you just have this strong urge to look at the sun. And what is an urge? An urge is a very strong desire, a strong desire to do something. And again, with the five senses, we have a very strong desire. Naturally, we have a strong desire to look at things. Even when we are doing mindful sitting, our eyes are gently closed, and then we hear something, a sound. We always have an urge to open our eyes and see what that is. This urge, it happens even without having to think about it. It just happens like that. See, and this is how we have habits. Habits usually happen without us stopping and thinking about them a second time, because this is just the nature of the mind. It just has this strong desire to do something. So again, when we practice mindfulness, we try to train our mind so that we don't always do something without thinking about them, because some things that we do, they're not good for us, while other things that we are supposed to do, those things are good for us. So when we become mindful, when we cultivate this mindfulness, then we kind of help ourselves, we assist ourselves to know the difference between those things that are not good for us and those things that are good for us. There are some ugly thoughts, ugly emotions, uh, unwholesome emotions, emotions that are not good for us, because eventually they lead us to, they give bad results. Some emotions like anger, some emotions like sadness, when we get too much of these kinds of emotions, then they result in, you know, a bad state of mind. We feel bad, right? We feel very low. We feel depressed. Or sometimes even when we are overly excited, when we are overly excited, then we just want to stay excited all the time. It's not possible. You cannot stay excited all the time. You cannot be happy all the time. Sometimes you will be sad, sometimes you will be happy. But when you're mindful, then you're able to know what sadness is, what happiness is, what joy is, what sorrow is, all these kinds of emotions that we feel. When we are mindful, we are able to know them for what they are without being swept away by them. If you indulge in very unwholesome emotions, then it will give a negative result. For example, if you become too angry, then you will open your mouth and you will speak unkind words to someone, like we discussed last week. If you become too angry, then you will go further than that and you will lift your fist, you lift your hand, you will, you know, fist up your hand like that, and you might even punch someone. See, it leads to a negative result if you let yourself get carried away by an emotion such as anger. And so, also with other negative emotions, they all have their own negative results. So, this is why we really practice mindfulness. When we do mindful walking, for example, we say that I determine to keep my attention maybe on the movement of my legs, how I am moving. The mind will always know something, like we did that little exercise. It will not even take any effort for you to know something. It will not take any energy. The mind will just automatically know. If you're feeling the softness of the floor on which you're walking, the mind will automatically know that this is soft and you don't need to do anything else. If it is hard, the mind just knows this is hard. And that's it. If it is warm, if it is cold, all these different qualities that we know through touching with our skin, all these different qualities that we know through seeing with the eyes, hearing with the ears, smelling with the nose, tasting with the tongue, all of these qualities, the mind just automatically knows. And that is why people who practice mindfulness, they always appear to be calm, very relaxed, as if nothing is bothering them. It's because they have trained the mind to always understand what the mind knows is just simply that. No need to react to it, no need to become upset about it. And it is because of this that we do not get into, you know, deep sadness. It is because of this that we don't become overly excited, very happy about something, because this is just a quality of the mind. It just knows something and that's it, it stops there. Anything else other than that is because of our own desire, that urge that I talked about earlier, that curiosity. You want to follow that something more and more and make something out of it, something that it really is not. So when we practice mindfulness, we are always we always end up being very calm, being very relaxed, and very unbothered. And because of this, we allow ourselves the opportunity to stop and think before we do something. So when we are advised, don't do this, don't look at the sun, for just a moment, we give ourselves the opportunity to understand why this is being told to us, why this is good for us, or why this is bad for us. Such is the power of mindfulness. Now, I think one day we should do another activity because my teacher taught me how to do this activity. You know how you take a paper and you place your hand on the paper and you trace the outline of your hand with a pen or a pencil? Yeah, my teacher taught me how to be mindful while doing that. And oh, it was so wonderful to see or to realize this mindfulness. Because when you are drawing, my teacher told me, just put your mind into the action that you're doing. The way you're moving your pen like that, the way you feel the pen touching your skin while it is going around your fingers like that. Just put your mind there. And then you'll notice that other things are coming into your mind. You're having other thoughts about things that you're hearing around you. But when you hear those things, just bring your mind back to what you're doing. And when all of your mind is with what you are doing, when you're doing mindful sitting, when all of your attention is just right there with you, when you're doing mindful walking, when all of your attention is with how your body is moving, how you're taking this step after another step, when you do this, it's like everything else becomes irrelevant. You are not worrying about anything. If you are going to face some exam, maybe in the coming days, you don't worry about that. If you are going through an unpleasant situation, at that moment, when you are with your body in the present, you are not worried about anything. Because you're worrying about things that have not happened yet. Or if you're remembering some things that make you sad, those things are in the past. They are not here in the present moment. But when we are mindful, we are in the present moment. And in the present moment, there is just this mind which is knowing what is there. It's not in the future, it's not in the past. You're just in the present moment. So, what is the key takeaway? What would I like you to remember from our discussion today or from my talk today? Is that when you feel this strong desire to do something, just remember to be mindful. And when you're mindful, when you're in the present, your mind will know, oh, I have a strong desire to do something. And once you know that, perhaps depending on how strong your mindfulness is, then you will not be uh, compelled or you will not be moved to do something immediately without thinking about it. Okay? So, this is how we train our curious mind, curious like a cat. If you have ever observed a cat, we train this curious mind to not always do something very quickly, just be in the present moment and understand that I have an urge to do something. I have a strong desire to do something. And when you know this, and remember, you don't need any energy. The mind just automatically knows. You don't need to push it, no effort. The mind just knows, I have this strong desire to do something, but I am mindful. Then I bring my mind back to the present moment, doing what I am doing, what action I am doing in that moment, whether you're sitting, walking, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, eating, whatever activity you're doing, just bring your mind back there and you're in the present moment and nothing else matters. Right? Okay, so when you're told not to look at the sun, don't be like that cat. That cat is trying to find every single way to do what it has been told not to do. Look at all those glasses he's wearing. Yeah. So this is our lesson for today. If there's anything you'll remember from today's talk, it is that itch, that it's a very deep itch. You want to scratch it. Always remember to be mindful and bring your mind to the present moment. All right. Now, if anyone understood anything, please give a thumbs up like that. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you what you understood. I will leave you to think about it. Okay, good. I'm happy that you have understood anything at all from today's talk. But anyway, it doesn't matter because it's just more mindfulness and we do this all the time. So I know that you will continue practicing mindfulness. All right. So with that, I would like us to go to our mindful walking session. Now, all that we have understood, now let's put it into practice, right? So, as usual, we will find a place that we can walk back and forth, putting our mind or our attention with the physical activity that we are doing in that very moment. When you see something, it doesn't matter if it's something beautiful, something scary, just know this is the nature of my mind. It sees something and it wants to go there and then think and think and think about that thing, think all the time. But you should stop yourself. When you see something, bring your attention back to your activity that you're doing in that moment. The same when you hear something, when you smell something, bring your mind back to your physical activity of walking back and forth, back and forth. And with time, you'll find that your mind is just slowly coming down, not being pulled here and there, staying with the body. Okay? So let's do our walking, our mindful walking, and we will write a few sentences afterwards to report our experience, whether we were able to do this mindful walking properly. Okay, when the bell goes, let us return to our seats. Let's do mindful walking. Okay, everyone, let's return to our seats, please. Let us bring our curious minds back to our seats. Now you may have already noticed how our mind is always here and there. It doesn't want to be in the present moment, always going here and there. Now, this curious mind, let us train it even further with mindful sitting, okay? Now, remember, at the end, we will write a short report to tell us what we have learned about our curious mind, whether it wants to stay in the present moment with what we are doing, or whether it wants to chase after, the 5 senses that we talked about: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching with our body. So for mindful sitting, the instruction is, and if you're new here, this is how we will do mindful sitting. Find a place where you can sit in a relaxed manner. You can sit on a chair. You can sit on a cushion, on the floor, anywhere where you can be relaxed. And relax your shoulders. Sit straight up. Everyone, please sit straight up. Relax your shoulders. Just let them fall. And your hands, you can place them on your lap, on your thighs, or you can put one on top of the other like that, your right hand on top of the left hand. But whatever you choose to do, just relax. Even you, Sanhita, sit up, please. Yes, very good. So sit up, relax your shoulders, relax your hands, and close your eyes gently. Now, with your eyes closed gently, bring your attention to your face. And if you feel any tension, like for example, you're closing your eyes too tightly, just relax your eyes. Don't close your eyes very tightly, just gently. Relax your face, the muscles of your face, just let them be. Don't do anything, don't scrunch up your face, just keep it relaxed. And then in this position, we will bring our attention to our in-breath and our out-breath. How we are breathing in and how we are breathing out. We will use this to keep our mind in the present moment. What is happening? What is happening is that we are breathing in and breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and it continues like that. Don't even try to control the breath. Just let it happen naturally, in a normal way. And make sure your mind is knowing what is happening to the breath, if it is coming in or it is going out. If you become distracted by hearing a sound, maybe you will find that now you start thinking about whatever sound you have heard. Or maybe you smell something, then you start thinking about whatever you have smelled. It is because our curious mind, the nature of our curious mind, it always wants to go to any of these 5 senses. And once we start thinking about things, we are no longer in the present moment. We are just thinking about those things, whether they are happening now or not. So if that happens, bring your mind back to your breathing in and your breathing out. So this is our exercise for the mindful sitting. Afterwards, you will write a short report to let us know whether you managed to see how the mind is staying with the breath or whether it is going here and there. Now let's begin. When the bell goes, we will continue. All right, everyone, you may open your eyes. Okay, now having sat and walked mindfully, now let's move on to report writing. Just a reminder, what we have to report about is whether we were able to keep our mind with what we were doing, whether it is walking or sitting. Whether we were able to notice our mind is not with what we are doing, right? If your mind was wandering here and there, and whether you were able to bring it back to what you are doing in the present moment. Your mind should have known a lot of things. Remember, our mind is always just knowing things. What are those things that your mind was knowing? Let us write that. Maybe 3 or 4 sentences for walking mindfully, and 3 or 4 sentences for mindful sitting. Once you finish your report, please raise your Zoom hand, and then we will share and discuss amongst ourselves your report. And let's see how many of us participated today. I hope we will have a big crowd today. Okay, so if you're already writing your report, please continue. But if there is anyone who is new, I will just like to explain more about about our report writing. So those who are writing, please continue. I will just speak to anyone who might be new. You want to take a pen and a paper and write your experience with mindful walking and sitting. You know what task we were doing while walking and the task we were doing while sitting. It was always to bring the mind back to what we are doing in that present moment. So when you're writing a report, please tell us whether you were able to do that, to keep your mind in the present moment. And if not, what was it that your mind was doing? Where was your attention? What was it knowing? And things like that. This is what we write in the report, and then we share with the group afterwards. Okay, so take a pen and a paper and write 2 or 3 sentences for walking and sitting. Anyone finish their report? Ah, Methuli and Laviru. Okay. All right, guys, remember writing the report should be something very easy because it is just you. You're just writing what you yourself experienced. So it should be very easy, not difficult at all. You're just supposed to know whether you were able to put your mind with your action in the present, whether walking or sitting, and whether it was not with your mind in the present moment. That is all you're supposed to know. So if you know whether your mind is with your walking or you're sitting, or whether your mind is not with your walking or you're sitting, this is what you are supposed to tell us in the report so that we can all share and see whether we have the idea of mindfulness, being in the present moment, having our attention here. That's all the report is. So having said that, Olu, will you be able to guide us with this reporting session? Will you let us know who is next? Or are you still writing your report? Please go ahead. I will start with Laviru. Laviru, please unmute and share with us your report.
Thank you. Mindful walking. I felt that when I walked, my hands touched each other. I felt that the middle part of my feet touched the floor since the floor was squishy. I felt a sudden pain near my ankle and calves of the right leg. I had to stop because of this since it was unbearable. This was because I did mindful walking too much in the retreat that we had over here. There was I had to do it probably 5 days. Mindful sitting. I felt that I closed my eyes. I felt my hands were touching each other and they were on my lap. I felt the pain on my leg again. I felt I breathed. I felt a pain on my neck. I felt that thoughts came and went. I felt tears of relaxation forming. I felt that my eyes were irritated after some time. End of the report.
Wonderful, Laviru. Now, if you all heard Laviru's report, you'll notice that he said he felt some pain while he was walking. And when the pain was too much, he had to stop. Now, this is not wrong at all. Of course, if you are doing something and there is too much pain, you are allowed to change your posture, change your position, or whatever. So you don't necessarily have to force yourself, I will just know this pain as pain. If you are experiencing some kind of discomfort and it becomes too much, you are allowed to stop and change your posture so that that pain subsides. But now that you know you are feeling pain, that itself means that you are mindful, right? Because your mind, like we said, without using any effort, it automatically knows what you're feeling at that moment. Now, Laviru also said that he noticed there were thoughts in his mind. He was having certain feelings. See, now he's using his mind to know what is happening. Whatever he's doing, he's noticing things. He's noticing the thoughts, he's noticing the feelings. The mind is just knowing. Now, this simple act of knowing This is what we say is mindfulness, because you are knowing what is happening in that moment, not in the future, not in the past. You're just in that moment. And you'll realize when your mind is in the moment, you feel some kind of joy, some kind of comfort, some kind of happiness. And that is why we use mindfulness to stop ourselves from having too much sadness or too much anger, too much anxiety. We just bring our mind to the present moment and we understand this is what is happening right now. So thank you for your report, Laviru. We can move on to Methuli. Methuli, please unmute and share your report with us.
Mindful walking. I was doing SatiPasala outside, so I was walking in the grass. The grass was touching my feet. The grass touching my feet was so refreshing. Then I heard the bell and returned to my seat. Mindful sitting. I gently closed my eyes. I felt my chair was uncomfortable, but then I ignored it and became mindful again. Thank you.
All right, Methuli. Methuli walked on the grass today, and she said she had a feeling she could, when her feet were on the grass, that made her have a feeling, and she felt that it was refreshing. Now you see, Methuli, did it take you so much effort to know that the grass was refreshing?
No,
You
not
just
at all.
automatically felt it's refreshing, right?
Yeah,
So this means that you were mindful of what was happening in that very moment. So even if maybe you are expecting something in the future and it is making you anxious or nervous or scared or angry, even if you become mindful, when you bring your mind to what is happening right now, my feet are touching the ground. I feel a certain feeling. That feeling is refreshing. You're back to the present moment. And this means your mindfulness will keep growing and becoming stronger. All right, very good. Now let's move to the next report, which is Mr. Sanhita. Sanhita, please unmute and share your report with us.
Mindful walking. When I was doing mindful walking, I met myself. I walked on a city street. The floor was golden brown. I had my station on the mindful walking, and when the bell rang, I sat on it. Mindful sitting. When I was doing mindful sitting, I took 70 breaths. I kept my attention to the mindful sitting. I also kept my attention to the inhaling and exhaling. The inhaling was gone and exhaling was gone. And inhaling was on my eyes. And the floor my vision.
Okay, Mr. Sanhita. I could not hear you very well during some parts of the report, but it sounds like you are also being mindful with your walking and your sitting. You are knowing what is happening. When you're walking, you can feel the ground, right? And you can feel the texture of the ground, whether it is warm or cold, the temperature also. Again, the mind does not take a lot of effort to know things. It is very easy to know something. And just like you wrote your report, it is also very easy to report it because it is you yourself who experienced it. So that is great mindfulness. Keep on practicing every day and make your mindfulness even stronger. let's move on to Mr. Pasat. Please unmute and share your report with us.
Mindful walking. When I was doing mindful walking, I was calm. No distractions. I was focused on my steps. I felt a little wind because of the fan. I was very mindful until I got distracted because of a thought. But I got mindful again, and when the bell rang, I returned to my seat. Mindful sitting. When I was doing mindful sitting, I was very calm, no distraction. I felt my in-breath and out-breath going in and out of my nostrils. And I felt very relaxed and calm, and I was mindful until I got distracted by a thought, but I got mindful again. And when the bell rang, I opened my eyes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pasat. Now, this word distracted, you know what? We can turn it into a mindful activity as well. So next time when you hear you said, what distracted you? What distracted you? A toy?
A thought.
A thought. A thought. Okay. So whenever a thought arises in the mind, just know that now your mind is thinking about that thought. So it does not really mean that you are distracted. It just means that now your mind is thinking a thought. So you're still mindful. So whether you think you're distracted or not, as long as you know that something is happening at that time, you're still mindful. So you're not distracted. What is really happening is that you know you're having a thought. So you're still mindful. Okay? So it is very
Okay, sir.
important to know what mindfulness is. Whether you are distracted or not, as long as you know it, you are still mindful. So keep up that mindfulness. Always try to make what is happening in the present moment known to you. And this goes for everyone. In your daily life, while you're doing other things, not only sitting and walking, always be mindful. Just know what is happening at any time. Okay? All right, great. Olu, do you have a report for us today or no? Anyone else would like to share a report? Who do we have on our list here? Here it says Nemsit. Nemsit, you have a report or no? Maybe someone can help you unmute.
Yeah. So mindful walking. So I was counting the number of steps and I had took, and then sometimes I forgot the number of steps I took. Like in total, I took 500 steps. Yeah. And then for mindful sitting, my attention was on my breathing, but sometimes I got distracted by the sounds in the background. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah. Short and simple report. When you're doing your counting during mindful walking, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you forget. Something happens, you become distracted, you stop your counting, right?
Yeah.
Are you able to know that, now I have stopped counting? If you are able to catch your mind doing that, knowing that you have stopped counting, that means you're still being mindful. So don't worry even if you forget how many steps you have taken. Once you forget, just let your mind know, now I've forgotten. And maybe you can start again. Now you're still mindful because now you're knowing what has happened right there. And even when you're sitting, you think about something and you know, now I'm thinking about something. Don't worry whether it's distracting or not. Just always know, now my mind is not with my breath. I am distracted. That means you're still being mindful. So do you understand what being mindful is? Always
Yeah.
know happening. Doesn't matter whether it is good or bad, just simply know what is happening, and that will keep your mind from wandering here and there. And you'll always become, when you're facing tough situations, you will always be unbothered. You will always be happy and contented. So I hope you understand mindfulness in this way. So please keep on practicing every day, mindful walking and sitting 10 minutes each, and your mindfulness will keep improving and improving. All right. All right, great. So let me check. Is it time for our activity? Almost time for the activity.
Mindful walking. When I was walking, I took my right leg first, then I took my left leg front. I did it all over again. I heard the I heard the bird singing. It was disturbing, but I managed to focus on the walking. I had some annoying thoughts. It was annoying for a while. Then I finally managed to take it away. Mindful sitting. When I was sitting, I took my breath in and out. I did not count how much times I did breathe, but I focused to stay mindful. And I did. I heard birds singing, but I took it as a normal thing. And I heard all the same things. It was not disturbed because I was mindful. Thank you.
All right, that's a great report. How do you pronounce your name? Yetuli?
It's actually Sanaya. It's my
Ah,
sister's name.
Okay. That's what we are seeing here on the screen. So Senaya it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So everyone, you heard Senaya's report. While she was walking, she could hear things and they made her annoyed. And she knew that she was having these feelings of being annoyed, this annoyance. So this is even more important than being annoyed itself. Just know that you have feelings of being annoyed, and these feelings don't last forever, right? They're only happening because she heard something that is annoying, and she doesn't hear that all the time. So this is one good thing about mindfulness. You just know what is happening in that present moment. And also during walking, she was doing some counting and then she forgot to count also. Doesn't matter if you're counting or not. So long as you know what is happening, that is being mindful, and it will keep your mind from going to the future, going to the past. It will always be in the present moment, right? So this shows that all of you, including Senaya, who gave her report, and now I see Olu is also willing to share her report. So we will move on to Olu. So Senaya, that was a great report. Keep on being mindful every day. Practice 10 minutes walking, 10 minutes sitting, and keep writing your reports. And even if you're not sharing with anyone, just keep them to yourself and you see how your mindfulness keeps growing. Thank you for sharing your report. Olu, please, and share your report with us.
In my mindful walking, I feel steadfast, stand by her. I could feel the hard ground from my feet. I couldn't feel my breathing as much as when I did with my sitting. In my mindful sitting, I could feel my breathing in the top, middle, and bottom parts of my tongue. I got distracted by many thoughts, but I kept guiding my attention back to the breathing. That's my mindful thought.
All right. Yet again, we have another participant who has shared with us all the things that she was experiencing, feeling, hearing, seeing. smelling, whatever, through the five senses that she experienced, she was able to know that it was happening, right? And then again, I would like to repeat, when we are in the present moment, we are not disturbed by things that we are thinking about in the future. And that is a great sign of being mindful. It gives us the power to be in control, to be in the present moment, right? So that's a great report, Olu. Thank you very much. And Ovindu, if you would like to present your report, please go ahead. I received your message. So whichever device you're on, Ovindu, if you're able to share your report, please unmute and yep. Oh, there you are.
Hello. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. In my mindful sitting, I tried practicing different techniques I've invented. At the start, I simply focused on my breath, but my ears kept picking up on tweaking wood sounds in my walls. Sudden sounds did make me falter a bit. I think it was because I was realizing it was rushing. Without realizing I was rushing. For some time, I kept trying different methods, such as breathing slightly, though my mouth through my nose. I changed my position with how firm my feet was on the ground until I suddenly realized I was not completely relaxed. After some attempts, I finally hit the zone and breathed in and out very well.
Okay, is that end of the report?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a great report. Very good. Whatever you're doing, present moment, you know something through any of the five senses, just note it. You note it. This is happening. This is what I hear. This is what I smell. This is what I see. This is what I feel with my body. Just that mere knowing of what is happening in the present moment, that is being mindful. So we can know a lot of things in the future or in the past. If it's in the future or in the past, if you're knowing these things, then that is not mindfulness. Because mindfulness is that knowledge of what is happening in the present moment. It anchors our mind to the present moment so that it's not wandering here and there. So when we practice mindfulness, we keep on, like we said last week, the mind is it's like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it is, the more mindful and in the present it is able to stay. Yeah, so great mindfulness. Always know what is happening in the moment, and this will free you from, excessive worrying, excessive anxiety, being overly joyful and things like that, so that we are always in the present moment and we are always calm. So great report, Ovindu. It appears that we don't have any more hands. So without further ado, let's move on to the next portion of our meeting today. So my parting words for today is, this curious mind of ours, let us always try to tame it with mindfulness. Let us always try to tame our mind with mindfulness so that we can always be calm and so that we can always take the right action when needed. Okay? All right. I hope you all enjoy your mindful activity.
Thank you, Bante, for today's session. Hello, everyone. So I'm here to do the activity today along with Kiniti. And Let's gather with the items for the activity. You need three transparent cups. If you don't have cups, I'm using actually the glass ones because I don't have the plastic cups around, transparent one. For that, and we need baking soda, we need water, we need spoon. Do you need time to gather the items?
Yeah, I put it in the chat too. I thought it would be good to give them some idea. One thing is, we said we ask you to bring a sheet of paper. Yes, so this one it's good if it's a bit of a thick paper. Otherwise, if you have 2 to 3 sheets, because sometimes it could blot the activity when we do. So if it's a thick paper, it's good. Now I try to use, maybe even if you have like an unused calendar with a white sheet, even that would be okay. So if you can use any waste materials, that's fine, right? And
Let me
yes.
grab one of those. You can carry on. I'll grab one of the hard sheets.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And we need some baking soda, just a little bit is okay. It's for a bit of mixing, yes? And a bit of vinegar and some coloring, right? We would need some black color as well. So if it's difficult for you to find like a darker color close to black, if you have like even a dark brown or black paint, we'll try to do with black paint, right? Yeah, so as we go, I think, we need, because we are going to use some more than one color. After using one color, we might need to dip our paintbrush in water or like clothes to wipe it on, right? So make sure that your space, even if you spill something, so I've used like a cutting board so that even if something spills, it's not a problem, and some clothes to wipe, where even if it's a bit messy, that's all right. So these are some housekeeping things to say, so that it will be easier for you to do the activity. Senaya, you have a question, Dua? Oh, no problem, by mistake. So it's nice if all of you can switch on the video so that we can do the activity together. Okay, so Niranja auntie is ready. Yes. Sanhita, yes.
It's okay if you use baking powder.
It has to be baking soda, Puta. Okay, later you will get it. If you really don't have baking soda, that's not a problem. We'll try to do with the paint and the colors we have, right? When we have baking soda, the colors will come nicely, right? Okay, so baking powder will not mix well and will be difficult to paint, okay? Right, so back to Niranja auntie to continue.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the activity now. So first you need to have like a measuring spoon. This like whatever the spoon, because you need to grab baking soda. If it is a spoon like this, it will not fix properly. So I am having a spoon like this to grab 1 tablespoon of baking soda each. I am going to one each here for one each in three glasses. Okay, so this is my baking soda. So I will grab one each here. One, If you have a smaller one, it doesn't matter. Whatever the spoon you are using, you have to keep it for the water also.
Yeah,
So I
sometimes
finished with my,
you
yeah,
don't need this much. Even half of this
yes,
spoon is all
half
right.
of,
Just a bit
yes,
is enough. Like Niranja
yes,
aunty said, but same quantity of water to mix, right?
water to mix, yes. So I took this spoon, so I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of water to each glass and going to mix.
Mix the baking soda and water well, so that there are no clumps and chunks of baking soda stuff. So if you are having any issues, just let us know. Now, what is an alternative we can give for Sanhita? Sanhita, if baking soda is not there, don't worry, we will just paint, right? Because,
Just paint, yeah.
yeah, this baking soda will only add a bit of color, that's all. So don't worry if you don't have it. And just a little bit is all right, okay?
Okay. Now I'm going to use black. So I need black. Okay, black food coloring or paint, whatever you have, you can use. I will use black. And yellow. I'm checking yellow. Oh, I don't think I have yellow. And red, orange. Yellow.
Okay, now I'm facing not the same thing expected with black when I mix paint, because it's like leaving pieces and chunks. But what we can
Yes.
do is we can use this for later. The first part, maybe black paint, we can just do for anyone who has no food coloring, right? So let's do alternatives if
Yes.
it doesn't work, right? So we are basically going to draw a solar eclipse, right? So that's why we need a bit of black and yellow for the sun, and maybe
Give me a
orange.
minute. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
find my. Oops.
Okay. So we'll let Niranja aunty get ready with that. You can put your colors like this. If you drop too many drops of coloring, remember it will be darker, right? So you can decide ideally, like if it's small drops, 2 to 3 would be fine, or even 1, 2 drops enough, right?
Oh.
Okay. So I've done a bit of black and a bit of yellow, and I'm going to put a bit of red. red and yellow, maybe we can mix to get orange. And just mix with the baking soda being white, baking soda and water mixture being white, you can see the colors well. And when you are mixing from one cup to the other, just wash the spoon or the mixer, right? So we did a similar activity. I think those who have been earlier, you might remember similar activities we've done with milk and coloring, and we've seen how it nicely appears. Yes? So we can observe all these things. The color changes. I'm only having trouble with black. So we'll see. Okay, so Niranjanti is back. You are muted, by the way. Okay, I hope we can't hear what you are talking, right? Okay.
Sorry, I didn't. Now only I'm
Right,
talking.
okay.
So I'm still mixing. So I have black, I have yellow, and I'll take orange. Did you take orange or red?
I had red, so I took red, but anyone having orange can get it. I have yellow and red.
Yellow and red.
So we can make orange with that if needed, yeah.
Yes, so I think I have here. Red, okay. Okay, so so I have all the colors ready now. So I'll close these lids. Okay, now grab your, I have bit of I have a cardboard kind of thing. So I'm going to draw it here. So I'm going to draw a circle, black circle.
I think we can draw
So
a bit of
while
a bigger circle to show a bigger
bigger
picture.
circle,
Yeah.
you have to stir very well before you take this paint, because you need to grab all your baking soda to your paint brush. Okay, so you have to stir very well and grab with that, not only the water, you have to grab the baking soda. It's a mix. So while stirring, you have to draw the circle.
And sorry to interrupt, Methuli, you have a question, Dua, before we proceed? Oh, you all okay?
My orange looks like a red.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, the sun has different shades, different times. Yes, sometimes it's yellowish mostly, then orangish, reddish. So it's all right. You can do with the color you have. So if you have more, add some drops more, then it will be darker, closer to red. Yes, okay. Right. Okay. So watch Niranja aunty doing now and then draw. So like she reminded, make sure that you get that baking soda part too. When you mix to the brush, you will feel the powdery feeling, right? Because I don't have a darker shade, first time drawing with the paint, and then I'll add the mixture. So we need to leave room for an outer circle as well. So make sure that you don't use the full sheet space, okay? Because we need some space to draw an outer ring.
Yes, correct.
So you can feel the brush strokes, sound of the brush strokes, the feeling. Like Swaminwan told us at the beginning, that activity, you may feel how your fingertips are touching the brush. Be aware of all these sensations too, right? It's okay if a bit of more water drops in. Make sure that we are not blotting the sheet too much, but just go with the flow. If it doesn't come out as we expect, no problem.
Okay, so now then I'm going to take yellow and draw the outline.
You can wash the brush before you go to the next color, and then we do the yellow. Mix the powder really well and grab that baking soda onto the tip
Onto the paintbrush, yeah,
paintbrush.
onto the tip you have to, yeah, you have to bring all the.
See, it's very nice when the colors come, yeah?
Okay, so now the next, wash your paintbrush and the other color. I have red, so I'm going to use red now.
So the last one, if you want, you can do a bit like a very light shading, mixing a bit with the yellow if you want. Be creative. It doesn't matter if the colors overlap a bit.
Okay. Okay, so
So for those who are done for the next part, if you have like a dropper, you might have seen like maybe like in serum bottles or things like that, a dropper,
yeah,
it's
I'll
better.
show you where.
Yeah.
I'll show you this one. Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yes, this
ideal
one.
one to use. And
Yes.
Olu, you had a question, Dua? Yes. And Methuli? Yes, Methuli?
I don't have that thing.
That's okay. I
Okay,
also
then you
don't.
take a small like yogurt spoon or a small spoon. Then you can grab. So now the next part. Now I think this is okay, Kiriti. I guess this is this is what I can draw. So
Fine, yeah? Yes. Can we
yeah.
see the kids'
So
ones also? Can you show what you've done
also
up to
yeah.
now? Okay, nice. Yes. Okay. Everyone's done a similar thing. Yes. Yes. Okay. We can see Metuli, Ovina. Yes. Ovindu, Laviru. Yes. And Olu showed. Lisa. Yes. Very nice. Okay. Sanhita can see. Yes. Nice. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So we are going to the fun part. Okay, Niranja aunty will explain.
Okay. Fun part. Yes, wait, give me a minute. I want to have a more baking soda here.
So I also don't have a dropper or a pipette, as we say. So I got the tiniest spoon. We have to just sprinkle drops, right? So
Sprinkle drops.
yes.
Wait, now you have to bring your vinegar. So I have little vinegar here. I like glass. So I'll put little vinegar. Small amount only, very small amount you need. So I will take my dropper and I will squeeze some vinegar and I'm going to put drops in my black area to see what's happening. See?
Okay, I'll spotlight so that everybody can see.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now first watch what's
Can you all
happening.
see?
Yeah.
See?
Shall we do part by part and let the kids do the
Yes.
center part and see for themselves?
Se-
Okay, now it's your
Same,
turn.
same. Yes.
Do the black color part and observe. And you can share with us. You will be able to unmute yourselves now, one at a time. What you observe, maybe anyone who wants to share can unmute and say, right? Okay, so I think then the next part, Niranja aunty shows.
Yes. Yes. So when you put the drop uh, between like yellow and black, it goes away. See? You can see like it's the colors are mixing and it goes.
Yeah, because it produces a
Yes.
gas, carbon dioxide gas. So when the gas is produced, expands and takes
Yes.
more
So
space.
see,
Yeah, yeah.
more space. Yes. And now I'm going to mix with the yellow in between yellow and red.
See what you can notice, whether you can hear things, what you are
Here
seeing.
things. Yes.
Yeah. Anyone who likes to share your observations? See, hear, smell. I noticed all three.
You can smell the vinegar
Mm.
very well. Very well, vinegar.
So this is where the blotting could happen, right? Because we are adding more and
Yes.
more liquid.
More and more vinegar, then it's going out of my board.
Paper.
So I'm going to, yes.
Yes, you can blot it with a tissue paper or something, or serviette. Lisa, are you having fun? Is that your name? Your name is Lisa? Yes? Okay, good. Okay. Observe and you enjoy doing it. Okay, slowly do. Ovina, everything happening nicely? You like the sounds and the bubbles? Yes? Yes, okay. Ovindu is enjoying the experience too. Sanhita, you saw the bubbles and enjoy seeing it? Methuli says yes, yes, nice. I think if we are to lift it and take a screenshot today, we'll have to let it dry, yes? All loose one,
Let
yes.
it dry, yeah.
All
Today
loose
you
one is,
cannot do that.
yeah. All loose
Yeah.
one is like a full, what is this, solar system. It's got the sun and other things also. So we tried to draw an eclipse, right?
Because of the color, somebody's colors, it will come nicely, but mine, it's not exactly thing, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, the minute we try to lift, extra liquid drips into the rest of the paper.
So hope you also heard. I heard like like small
Bubbles.
sound. Yes.
Yeah, pissy
Yeah.
sound.
Yes. Okay, so this is mine.
Very nice, Olu. Yes. Yes. She's done. What are the
Okay.
other things in the background, Olu?
Uh,
Yeah, okay. You did it, Laviru? I think Laviru showed just, yeah, he's done it.
okay. Something like this. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Nice dua, Ovina. Yes, we can see. Very nice. So we need you to send a photo of this, okay? Before you forget, before you leave the table now, try to take a photo of
Yes.
it
Photo. Yes, please.
and send. I'll share the number in the Zoom chat. So if anyone who doesn't know the number, send me
Mithuli
that
is one
number.
nice. Yes. Yes, Mithuli. Mithili wants to stop.
It kind of broke into two.
Yeah, because you started lifting it. That is what, because of A4 paper and the water gets blotted, I think. It's okay. Just take a photo before sun hit. Yes.
Homa karanna bෑ.
Okay. So I think they can lift now, but be careful. Mine is. Mithuli. Okay. Nice. This name said. So all we to have. Okay, I will spotlight me also. Okay, and Kiniti add we add window add Laviru. Add. Okay.
Is Laviru added?
Laviru I cannot. I will remove or will
Wait.
remove. I will add Laviru now. Okay.
Okay, right. I'll try to take
No,
a
still
screenshot. You can take, right?
screenshot. Yes. Ovindu, you heard? So I think only 9 we can add. That is why. So I'll move. I'll move and you take the others. Remove. I
No,
will
no,
take
no.
Ovindu.
Let me remove you. You show your one. Wait, right?
No. Ovindu. No. You
Ovindu, you
Aradhya.
be there
Aradhya
with
also
us.
has done.
Right. Okay. Senaya?
Senaya.
Senaya also there.
Yeah.
You can lift if
Senaya
you.
also.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now you can take
Nice.
Sanhita. So today we have a lot. Very good.
Yeah.
So nice.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Can you show your paintings?
Lisa, so you're painting there, darling? Okay, nice.
Okay. Done. Okay, I'll take another one because Ovindu's one.
Lisa, again
1,
hold like this.
2, 3. Ready? Go. Done.
Okay, nice. You were not there, Anukiniti. You were not here.
Oh, I forgot to take both of us.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. We will send our ones later, right? Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, all of us. Olu, it's for your turn for closing the session. Sorry.
Before I end the program, I would like to thank Mama Dhamma Sadaha for teaching us, and I would also like to thank Naraj Auntie and Kuniti Auntie for doing the activity. So may everyone have a mindful week.
Thank you, Olu, and thank you for all our kids for participating so actively. Lovely to see you. See you next week. Have a mindful week, everyone.
Have a mindful week, everyone. See you next week. Thank you for joining with us today.